I said at the end of my previous review that there was a turd trilogy. Series of 3 films. They're unrelated plot-wise and character-wise. But they're all directed by Matt Eskandari and starring Bruce Willis. So I watched Trauma Center, thinking, wow, this was bad. Could it get any worse? Yeah. Well, alright, not worse. But can it get just as bad? Mm-hmm. Survive the Night. So Survive the Night, yep, it's a movie directed by Matt Eskandari. It's written by a guy named Doug Wolf. It stars Chad Michael Murray, Bruce Willis, Shea Buckner, and fuck a whole bunch of other motherfuckers, so who cares? And before I get into the gist of this one, I'm just going to give you a disclaimer here. One, there's been construction work going around my street. So if you hear that, you hear it. This movie does not deserve complete silence for me to review it. Fuck this movie. Oh, I guess now you know what I think of it. The other disclaimer is I'm going to spoil the shit out of this flick. Okay? Because I need to talk about it. I really do. Oh, alright, so this movie starts the same way as the fucking previous movie. Starts with something intense and actiony starting. Up, you're like, oh, what's going on here? Rewind. And now the rest of the movie, or a good portion of the movie, leads up to that. I fucking hate that trope because most of the time it's done badly. This time it's done even worse than it was in Trauma Center. Like, what the hell? The gist of the movie is these two dumb idiot criminals that are idiots and dumb. They've robbed something and they've got like 20 grand. So now they've got to fuck off to the Mexico border. On the way, they stop for friggin' petrol. And the idiot, the one that's the biggest idiot of the two, goes in to pay for the fucking petrol and shit, and he just can't help himself. He has to be like, oh, there's cash in that register. I'm gonna fucking rob this place. You got 20 grand. What you just pay for your petrol, dude. Anyway, he starts some shit like he's fucking Quentin Tarantino in From Dusk Till Dawn, but with zero charisma and tension. And he shoots this woman who's got a fucking baby, not with her, but at home or something. And then there's a gunfight with the fucking clerk behind the counter, and he shoots the other one, the one that's not as big an idiot. And he's fucking, oh, my leg, oh, I'm fucked. So they go to a clinic, and I'm sorry, we can't help you because blah, blah, blah. We're closed. I'm like, okay. Right, fair enough. You have to go to the city, alright. So they sit in a car while this guy's got a fucking gunshot wound in his femoral. And they wait until the doctor's finished, and they follow him home. Then they incompetently raid his home and make him do surgeries and shit. And that's the movie. However, there's this other thing where, like, the doctor's got no confidence because of a botched surgery that he did. So he's moved back into with his parents and shit. His parents are Bruce Willis and some other woman. Some other woman? Bruce Willis is not a woman. It doesn't matter. So there's fucking, 5 people in the house. You've got grandma, grandpa, you got this doctor and his missus and their daughter. And they've got to survive the night, which, apart from the grandma, isn't too hard because they're all incompetent idiots. Grandma dies. It's so predictable because there's this moment between Bruce Willis and her. And he's like, oh, what would I ever do without you? I can't even remember my socks. And I'm like, yep, she's dying. Boom. Now, they tie everyone up, you know, and they tell the doctor, all right, you got to do surgery on this guy. Oh, we'll get some tools and shit. All right, they go grab the medical stuff. They come back, and then they take the shot criminal and they put him on a fucking table in another room, which allows the little family members to start untying themselves and shit. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is kind of dumb. Oh, I'm going to rewind it a bit because there's something even dumber. But you don't do the surgery in a separate room. You keep them all in the same room. That way you can keep an eye on everyone as you're doing the thing. Like, anyway, before all that happens, when the family's aware that there's like shenanigans going on inside of the house and shit, right? The missus, she fucking picks up the phone. Oh, the phone line's dead. And right next to the phone is the mobile phone, which she never tries. And then they eventually the bad guys smash the phones and shit. And I'm just like, well, that was dumb. Well, at least they didn't do the whole, it's 2020 and there's no fucking reception. I mean, they could have set this movie, like I said the last time, in the 70s and stuff. So, you know, cut the phone lines, done. No other ways of contacting people. But I guess making a movie look older would have fucked their budget up. So let's just do a stupid plot. So as I said, these stupid criminals have no idea how to do crowd control. Everyone escapes, gets captured, escapes, gets captured. Like, the one guy who doesn't need surgery because he didn't get shot shoots the doctor, and I'm just like, the husband, Chad Michael Murray, tells his missus and his bloody daughter, go hide in a barn all night. So they do. And I'm thinking, like, they could have been running this whole time and gotten help. Shit. There's zero tension, and there's two reasons for that. The start, which kind of tells you that shit's eventually going to go down. And the fact that the criminals, just like in Trauma Center, are complete idiot, incompetent idiot fools who can't do anything, good or right. Well, of course they don't do anything good, they're criminals, but they can't do anything right. They're fucking stupid. This is like a first draft script, man. This is like half an hour's worth of plot stretched over almost 90 minutes. It drags. I pause this a few times because I'm just like, you know, you get those movies that are so bad, but they're so good, so they're fun, so you want to sit down and you're just like, ha 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 ha. Then there's movies like this when you're just like, fuck, this is only 90 minutes, but I need breaks. I need breaks. And you'll pause, have a break. Kids playing next door, they're all screaming, carry on. You go, have breaks, you come back and fucking watch another 15, 20 minutes and you think, oh shit, is it too soon for another cup of coffee? How many have I had? Should I have some booze instead? Yeah. It's that kind of movie. It's so bad it's bad. Bruce Willis is at least better in this one, but not by much. In fact, the acting is a little better than the previous flick, Trauma Center. But just the sheer incompetence of everyone, every character in the movie is enough for me to give it the exact same score as I gave the previous one. It's boring. It's only 90 minutes, but it feels like it's 4 hours. At some point, I just stopped taking notes. Because, like, this is already, what, fucking 10 minutes? Yeah, we're done here. Give me a like, dislike, share, and subscribe. All that kind of junky crap. Follow me on the Tweeties, so it's a link down below. I got one more of these. It's called Hard Kill. One more. One more movie of the Turd Trilogy. We're gonna do it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I'm a big dum-dum. That's why. And I'm a glutton for punishment. If you're bored and you go, oh, Bruce Willis is in this, skip. Just watch anything else. Anything else. Watch that sleepover movie I reviewed. Man, that movie sucked, but at least you'll have a few laughs. Anything else. Just watch Cats instead. Wow. I gave that a 0. A well-earned 0. But at least you'll laugh your fucking ass off. Alright, we're done here. Let's stick the bloody thing on the thing. Yeah, so my wife mentioned to me that was a late review. So it shouldn't be over here in the Netflix corner. It should be right there. Or right over here. But you know what? Something's got to bridge the gap between the old and the new. And since Survive the Night came out in 2020, it can go right there. 1, 2, room for 3. Oh yeah.